Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Shady Gorge Park. Alright, so we have another update for you, and this time it is with the roller coaster, which we finally got a name for. It is called Legend of the Falls, and we kind of came up with that name because there's a lot of waterfalls kind of in the theme of the ride. And then this little guy here is sort of the mascot, if you will. We don't have a name for him, but you know, we figured, hey, we should have like a cool sort of mascot guy that kind of, you know, symbolizes the ride. But yeah, so the last couple streams we worked on the station building here, which still needs some detailing done to it, but mostly we did the queue area here, which is all of this right here, these rocks. And we did the queue here, so we have like the entrance, exit, and then let's see, what else did we do? So we added like the mist effect here, so you know, one of the viewers during the stream was like, hey, it would look pretty cool if you add like a sort of misty effect, and I agreed. So that's what we added, and it looks pretty nifty. But yeah, a lot of the work in this ride has been through basically theming and the scenery. So if we come look over here, if you saw the last video, you can tell there's a big difference. It's a lot more green. We spent a lot of time on this little pond area here, as well as, if I can get a good shot, the little waterfall coming off of the pond, which I think turned out really good. You know, it's definitely, oh, I noticed a little bit the terrain going through the track right there. I'll have to clean that up. But yeah, we have, let's see. Oh, there's a car coming now. So we have water jet effects right here. So you'll see in just a second. Boom, there we go. So as the roller coaster goes by, these water jets on either side of the track shoot up, which I thought was pretty cool. And then we also spent a lot of time in the sort of pit area here. I don't know what else to call it. It's a pit. So this is like where the, you know, kind of two waterfalls come down, and we have this nice little kind of water here. We have some more mist, or this is actually, I think, like steam. So as the roller coaster comes down, it's like, yo, you get a little bit of mist or what have you. Also, look at this lighting right here of the splashing. That's kind of cool. That's an unintentional side effect. I don't know. It must just be the positioning of the sun right now, because that looks pretty sweet. That almost looks like lava, right? Like, that's pretty awesome. I just now noticed that. And then yeah, here we have our little mascot guy again. And the cool thing about this guy, and let's see, we're gonna turn it to nighttime. Oh, he's got spooky glowy green eyes. He's also lit up as well, because I was like, you know what, it's super dark in this pit, so we definitely need some like lighting going through here. And actually looking at it, I think it probably needs even more lighting. Not like a ton, but just a little bit, just to kind of light this up, so when you're looking at it at night, it's a little bit more visible. But yeah, so this is the pit area, and like I said, it's our mascot. The other guy up here, he's also lit up, and I like the use of the gems, and I tried to use kind of this green color a lot, because the idea is sort of that, you know, it's very jungly, it's kind of overgrown. You know, like if we look at these blocks here, so you can see there's like a little bit of like a green texture kind of mixed in there, and that was intentional to give it that, you know, kind of overgrown, maybe it's like moss or whatever kind of growing over everything. And it'll look better. Like I said, we still need some detailing on the building itself. Like I'm gonna put some vines and things hanging down, and it'll make this all come together even more. But yeah, if we look at this at nighttime, so we have our nice sign here. And I also put a white light here to shine directly on the sign itself, because we just had the green light originally, and we realized, you know what, it's actually kind of hard to read the letters. So I added the white light, which I think helps because you still get the green kind of down here. And plus we have the green on our statue guy there. And then yeah, what else did we do? I mean, that's pretty much it. All this took a lot of work. This whole area is probably about 3 streams. Each stream I do for like, 3 or 4 hours. So it's taken quite a bit of time, and it's still not finished. I still have this whole area back here, which I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. Maybe add like another building, or maybe some scenery, some animatronics. We did, even though the train isn't being used, I did set it to testing mode because I wanted to actually test this spot specifically. And this is another one of the waterfalls. This is more of like a cascading waterfall, so we kind of have like, it's kind of shooting out. I had to use water jets because, if you're familiar with the game, there isn't flowing water per se, as part of like the scenery. So I had to sort of come up with my own little way of creating like a waterfall. And that's what we did there. So, it's a very rough waterfall, which is like I added some like rocks underneath it to make it look like, like it's a very rough waterfall. Like it's just falling over some like rocks, and it's not like it's not like a nice kind of smooth waterfall like that. And then the other thing I did is I wanted a pool of water down here, and I couldn't get the water to the level I wanted using the... Oh, I just sped up the game. Whoops. Using the water effects here. Well, it's not effects, but part of the terrain. So what I actually did is I took the log flume ride, and I basically just built it just for the splashdown area of the ride. I sunk it down under the ground, hid it, kind of camouflage the rest of the ride using rocks, and there's other, water effects here to get that, kind of pool of water effect that I wanted. And oh, I actually see right here, you can see the water jets. That's, and actually part of the waterfall effect too. So I'll need to clean that up. I actually just now noticed that as well. And, it's another good reason I do these update videos, because I kind of look more, I get like another look at some stuff that I may have missed the first time when we were during the stream. And then yeah, again, just a lot more of placing the scenery and bushes, and still need a lot of work back here. But it's slowly but surely it's getting there. I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I was kind of, when I first built this, I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do right here, because it was just like a big flat piece of ground, terrain. And the idea to make like a little pond and the roller coaster going over it worked out really well. And then I kind of started like, I realized we only had one restroom in the park so far, and it's way over here at the front of the park, right there. So it's like, you know what, we're gonna need another bathroom over here, especially, this roller coaster is not crazy intense, but if people get sick, they'll be able to come right off and go over here. But you're probably thinking like, man, why is it floating? So my idea here is that it's actually going to be look like it's built on top of rocks. So I'm going to take this rock feature here, and I'm going to extend it out along this way, and then probably all the way over here. So it'll kind of, it'll run underneath the train track, and then it'll kind of slope down as it gets kind of right here. And then I'm thinking maybe we'll put a shop down here as well, because I definitely want to get like, I want to make sure there's like cool levels, and I don't want everything to just be flat, so I think it looks weird now because it's floating, but it'll look really cool when it comes together. I promise you it will. The color is the other thing. It's not gonna all just be this solid color, but another thing I want to try and do is make sure that every building isn't the same beige color. You know what I mean? Like, just because it's an adventure park, they all don't have to be this same color. And you know, these buildings along here are all very similar because this is more or less the main street. And you know, so it's meant to look similar, but as we get away from Main Street and we start getting back into this area, and I want to make sure that we make use of colors and, you know, like I said, different heights and levels, and making it look like it's not just one giant flat piece of theme park. So I think doing things like that will help a lot. You know, making buildings, this is also not the final design of the building. This is sort of just a rough layout, because if you know me and if you've watched any of my streams, I very much like, I'll be building something and then be like, oh, it'd be really cool to do something over here, and I'll go build it or lay at least like a basic foundation of the idea. And that's kind of what this is. I was also trying to make sure I could get it, because this is not a very big spot, so it has to be able to fit in this area while also making sure we have enough clearance for the train as it goes by. And yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much where we're at with Shady Gorge Park. You know, I may do the next stream, I may do a little bit more detailing. We may work back here some, but I want to try and kind of start working back to the back of the park. So even if that means like we kind of move back this way and stuff over here still isn't complete, or stuff this way still isn't complete, that's okay, because as you can see, I still have this building here I haven't decided what to do with. Somebody during the stream suggested to make a gift shop out of it, which is a pretty good idea too. So, you know, I don't want to limit myself to only working, you know, in the most complete section of the park. If we have an idea, like for instance, you know, we have this station here. If we're like, oh, I have a good idea how to, you know, for this building, you know, I want to build it. I don't want to be like, well, we're not over here yet, we're gonna wait. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my little spiel about that. So another thing I want to mention is I want to consider thinking about doing some giveaways. And you know, this would be like mostly like random game giveaways, not necessarily related to Planet Coaster, although, you know, every once in a while I may have like a DLC pack to give away. But what I want to do, and I want to try it out, and I think I'm going to let it run for like a month. So today is, what is today? Well, when you watch this, or the day that this video goes live, it'll be February 12th. So we're going to run for like a month, and basically to enter, all you have to do is comment on the video. And hopefully it's like, you know, it's a comment that has some substance, that lets me know, you know, maybe it's related to the video. So it lets me know that you actually watched it, and you don't just like write like, this is a comment, I'm entering the contest. I would probably ignore comments like those. But yeah, so just, you know, let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think of the park. If you have any ideas, suggestions yourself. I mention this all the time. I'm always looking for name suggestions for rides because I'm terrible at coming up with my own names. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to have a chance to win yourself a random game key, all you got to do is, you know, just leave some comments. Say, hey Josh, what's up? Like your videos, or hey, you should add this thing here, and you'll be entered. So yeah, let's try that out for a month, and at the end of the month, if it works out, you know, we'll keep going. I also want to point out I do giveaways occasionally on my live stream, so if you're not following me on Twitch, I mention this sometimes, link is down in the description. Make sure you head over there and give me a follow. That way, whenever I go live with Planet Coaster, you can tune in. So that's pretty much it for this episode. So like I said, leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I'm 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.